Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. Today I want to talk about 10 things you should never say to your ex when you reconnect. I've previously done a video titled 10 Things You Should Never Say to Your Ex, and that was regarding things you shouldn't say when they've broken up with you or shortly thereafter. So this is different because this is about when you've done no contact, or maybe not done no contact, and they finally reach out to you and it seems like they want to talk either via text or phone or maybe even in person. 10 things you shouldn't say. Some of them are going to be similar to the other video and some of them are not. But before I start, I want to remind you to be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on future videos, and also to tap the bell icon so you'll be notified when a new video is up. That way you won't miss my new videos. All right, let's get started. And these are in no particular order. So the first one is, are you still dating so-and-so, ... whoever. So if they were dating someone, if you knew that they were dating someone and you're not sure if they're still dating them, don't ask. Because I know you want to see if you still have a chance. It's like, oh, if they broke up with them, maybe they want to date me. You'll find out soon enough why they're calling you, because you don't know why they're calling you. Maybe they just want to make sure, or texting you or whatever, make sure that they still have access to you. Maybe they're curious as to why you haven't contacted them, why you haven't been reaching out, why you've been in no contact. Not necessarily because they broke up with so-and-so. So don't ask that. I know you're going to want to, but there's other ways of finding out. You can always find out on social media or just by waiting and seeing what happens, okay? The next one is similar, and it's are you single or are you dating anyone? Again, same reasoning as before. You think you want to see if they're available. Again, if they're interested, they will let it know that they're available and they'll want to see you. You don't need to ask. And, plus, they can always lie, right? I'm not saying they will, but asking questions is not the best way to get information sometimes. The next one is, do you miss me? If they miss you and they want you to know that they miss you, they will tell you. Again, you're looking for signs that they want to get back together. Do not do that. You don't know why they're calling. Let the evidence present itself without you going fishing for it. And if they don't miss you, you're going to kind of back them up into a corner because they may not want to tell you the truth. Do you miss me? No. You don't want to hear that. Do you miss me? Sure. Meanwhile, they don't. So you don't need to ask that. Don't put yourself in that position. The next one is similar, and that is, I miss you. I miss you. Guess what? They don't care. They don't care that you miss them unless they want to get back together, unless they miss you too. And again, we haven't established that. And all you do by saying, I miss you, is you're revealing your interest level and you're letting them know that you're probably interested in getting back together if they were to ask. And if they're not ready, then they know that you are waiting there patiently and they don't need to hurry up and make up their mind. They can just take their time and go off again and not contact you if they don't want to. Because after all, you miss them. You think it's going to affect them somehow if you tell them that you miss them. But that only works if the person has a high interest level. And they obviously don't, otherwise they would still be with you. If they had a high interest level, they would not have broken up with you. So if someone has a high interest level and you say, I miss you, they're happy to hear that. They're like, oh, wow, he misses me, she misses me, great. But not in this situation. They don't care. The next one is very similar, and that is, I love you. They don't care that you love them if they don't love you. And I'll use the same example as I did in the previous video. Think about people in the past who have had interest in you, but you were not interested in them. So if they said to you, I like you, I love you, did that make any difference to you? You didn't care because you didn't like them or you didn't love them. So it didn't matter that they said that they loved you. That wasn't going to change anything for you. So telling someone that you love them if they don't have a high interest level in you is not going to change anything. Again, it just lets them know you're still interested, still there waiting, and they can take their time coming back to you if they want. So please do not say that. The next one is anything about getting back together. Can we get back together? Do you think there's a chance of getting back together? I want to get back together. It has to be their idea. They broke up with you. You come across as low value if you're the one asking to get back together when they broke up with you. And I know it's going to be hard not to say this, especially if you really want to get back together and they're not saying anything and you're not sure, but you're going to lower your value if you mention anything about getting back together. They have to decide that they want to get back together with you, and it's going to be a process. It's not like there's one phone call and then it's like, okay, we're back together. Yes, of course, sometimes that happens. But usually it's a process. You talk, then maybe you talk some more, then maybe you meet, then you decide to take it slow, then you meet again. That's usually how it happens. So you can't just say, hey, do you want to get back together? Because you may not like the answer. And it has to be their idea. The next one is, I've changed. Well, good for you. I hope you have. Change for the better. But they're not going to believe you. They have to see it. You have to show them. So if you were needy, or if you had issues with anger or jealousy, just because you say, oh, I've changed now, oh, how are they supposed to know? They need to see that. You need to be triggered, and they need to see your reaction. That's the only way that you can know someone's changed. You're triggered and you don't react. And they can also see it eventually from talking with you, hanging out with you. They'll say, wow, this person really has changed. They seem different. I saw a friend of mine, a girlfriend, a very good friend of mine a while back, and I hadn't seen her for a while, and things have changed in my life. They've gotten much better. Not that they were terrible before, but they're even better than they were before. Hey, things just keep getting better. And I was talking about all the new things that were going on. I was all happy and everything. She looked at me and she's like, you've changed. And she's never said that to me in all the years that we've known each other. So I didn't have to say, hey, guess what? I've changed. She could just see it. So that's what you got to do. You got to show, not say. The next one is, give me another chance. They need to decide that they're going to give you another chance because they miss you and because their interest level goes up. So don't jump the gun if they're not ready to give you another chance. If they want to give you another chance, they will. If they don't, they won't. Don't assume they're calling you because they want to get back together. That's to be revealed. So don't ask for another chance. Actually, they should be asking you for another chance because they're the ones who broke up with you. So even if you cheated or took them for granted, I'm assuming you've already apologized multiple times. So even in those cases, they have to decide that they want to give you another chance. The next one is, I'm miserable without you. Well, they figure you probably are. When someone breaks up with you and they didn't want to be broken up with, everyone assumes, yes, they're going to be miserable. So you're not telling them anything they don't know. And it's like you're trying to get them back through pity or guilt. And that's not an attractive way to get someone back. People don't come back with you because they feel guilty or because they pity you. And you don't want someone to come back to you because they pity you. You want them to come back because they're attracted and they want to try again and they miss you and they want to be with you. So don't try to use anything doing with pity to get them back. I'm miserable without you. I can't live without you. I can't go on. I'm so sad. La 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 la. Again, it just makes you look low value. And if you want to get them back, you have to come across as high value. And then finally, the last one is, can we be friends? So this is if, you see that they're still dating someone, or they tell you, well, they're not ready to get back together, something like that. And so you think, well, maybe you can slip in through the friend door. Slip in the back through the friend door. That doesn't work. So do not try to be friends with them thinking that's going to lead back to the relationship. You'll be tempted if it looks like that may be your only chance, but that is not the way to do it. So now I've showed you what not to say, all the things not to say. So what the heck are you going to say? Well, if you're a guy and from the conversation, the text conversation, the phone conversation, or in person, it seems, or actually not in person, phone or text, and it seems like your ex is interested, then you need to ask them out, even if they broke up with you. Because a lot of times the woman will call you and she's interested, but she doesn't want to ask you out. So as the guy, even if you were broken up with, you're going to ask her out. And if she says no, that's fine, no problem. Then get off the phone like real quick. There's no need to stay there if she's not interested in getting back together. And if you're a woman, you want to wait and see if the guy you broke up with mentions meeting up. They probably will, but if they don't, you can kind of hint around, because you want to make sure that even the person you broke up with wants to see you. Otherwise, what are you going to do? But more importantly, and I'm going to talk about this, and I have to do another video on this because it's so important. It's more about reestablishing rapport. That's the key to this whole thing. And that's going to be through speech and through body language, through matching and mirroring. But I will do a video on that in the future. So that is it for now. So let me know in the comments below some things that you have said to an ex when you reconnected with them that you realized didn't work, or things that did work. And in the meantime, if you're interested in private coaching with me, you can contact me at theartoflove.net. The link is below. If you're listening on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, I would appreciate it if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.